Hey, what's going on, guys? Excuse me just a second while I get us a bit more situated here. How's it going? Oh, hello. Good morning, Revan, Mafuyu, Maxwell, Reiji. How's it going? We're gonna check out kind of two different kits here. This is new, the Frame Arms Grande Scale Gourai. Grande Scale, a new thing they're trying out. They're at Kotobukiya with their Frame Arms Grow line, just kind of a new way to basically keep recycling a lot of the same designs, but changed up a little bit by making it in a large scale, at least for now. So I don't know. We've got the Grande scale, and maybe in the future we'll also get a Venti scale. We shall see. Not a whole lot really different with the kit in terms of the actual parts, based on what I can see of it so far, just preparing all the parts and everything. It's going to be mostly the same, just scaled up. There is a little bit of difference in like one part in particular, two parts maybe that I can tell. That's kind of about it. Not much. I'll point that out to you where the differences are. But having built the regular Frame Arms Gourai kit a number of times, pretty familiar with the build. And yeah, it just feels like that it's pretty much just a scaled up version of the regular kit, which I'm kind of fine with, to be honest. I don't really see that necessarily as a bad thing. You might, and I wouldn't blame you for that. Wouldn't blame you for wishing that it was maybe something a little more than just a scale up, but I don't know, kind of okay with it. So let's start. And then anyway, after that, we're going to also build the hand scale, like 5 different things. We're going to build a hand scale architect kit. I do have a hand scale Gourai kit here, but actually using that for something else. So it looks like Mafiu, maybe you can let me know to be sure what the differences are, but the main differences that I can tell at the moment, that there's a difference in the arm piece. They can maybe point it out here. Let's see. Oh, it looks like I think this part might be new. Here, on like the front of the stomach, I think that maybe there wasn't this separate piece here before. It's all like one black piece, I think, on the original kit. There's that, I think. Here in the arm, where are we? Right here. This is basically like the bicep part. You have a black piece, and this is a skin tone color piece. With this, we have the addition of this small little piece right here. Whereas normally, I think on the original kit, this is just 1 and 2 pieces. Now it's 3 pieces for this section. Doesn't really do anything to add anything to it. This part here is also for the armor piece at the bicep. Right there, we have the addition of this piece right here, which adds a little black. So this is on the original kit, it's all brown. Now we have this separate piece, which adds this G16 piece is black instead of brown. So it basically gives you like the colors, like you can see here in the art, having that bit in black. Other than that, yeah, the shoulder parts of color separation, inner part of the elbow, yeah, I mentioned that. The front skirt has a new part. Legs have a new part that's movable. Oh, what's new on the legs? So the front skirt, I think, is the part maybe that I mentioned. Oh, no, it's this part here. Okay, I see what you're saying. Is it? No. Well, unless you're talking about the front of like the stomach section, as I just mentioned. I don't think there's anything different about the front skirt, is there? I don't believe so. Because I think even the Gourai Kai Frame Arms kit had this piece. but the new piece added for articulation in the legs. Let's see, what would that be? Maybe, I don't know, because this all looks like the same, like the regular kit, basically, except for maybe, yeah, maybe this section here, I think maybe doesn't have this joint right there, maybe. That's kind of about it. Over the foot, yeah, is that what you're talking about, this one? Having this new part there. Anyway, it's very minimal, as you can tell. And for the most part, it doesn't really add much, really, to the kit, for the most part, I think. So, for all intents and purposes, just a scaled up version of the kit. We're still zoomed in, aren't we? Sorry. Here we go. Hello from Malaysia. Over the let's see. Have you gotten the new Kotobukiya cross frame Girl Optimus Prime yet? No, but it's on the way. It's supposed to be on the way. But I don't think that I will get it because I mentioned this in the last live stream, and I'm planning to make a video about it, just to kind of like a general kind of like life update kind of video. I'll mention it again, but yeah, I'm going to be gone like the first 3 weeks of July, and so I won't get to that cross frame Optimus kit until after I'm back, unfortunately. But really wanted to try to get to this one because I was very much looking forward to this new series. I really wanted to get to this before leaving. So I'm going to go for just the regular straight face for now, but of course we do have 3 different face option parts as per usual. But there you go. There's a head. Pretty amazing how large this is, but it's really cool. So there's that. And then our other face options, basically just kind of the same, but looking off to the side there. And the other one's kind of this eyes closed, wincing face there slightly. Yeah, so very cool. And just the one option part, I know between like the Kai and the recent versions of the regular Frame Arms Girl kit, it has like a couple different options for like the part here on the front of the head. This time we only just get just the one. So I wonder if anyone, I don't know if I've seen this yet online. I actually haven't seen a lot of like custom builds working on like this kit that much. And also the Gourai, or the next, actually this is the second Grande scale kit also just recently released, which was, which one was that? The next one just released. Anyway, I haven't seen a whole lot of people working on them, but I would imagine it'd be something that I'm sure it's just a matter of time before we see someone making like a mix where they're using like the big head from this kit on the regular size kit, basically like making the what were those called? The ones that they were making, basically doing that with like the hand scale, taking the head of the regular kit and putting it on the hand scale body, basically doing that but in the larger scale. What was it called? Just drawing a blank on what those were even called. Innocentia gets dressed up a lot with 1/6 doll clothes. Oh yeah. All right. Next up is the torso, where we also build the top of the arms here at the same time, just to get those in place. Yeah, even though it's not necessarily be offering a whole lot new with this kit, I'm excited. I've been hoping that we would get larger scale Mechamisime kits like this for a long time, and glad that Kotobukiya is doing it. And not only is Kotobukiya doing it, but they're like really doing it, as they have yeah, the first 2 are out, and then I think they have like the next 3 are already like announced and on the way. So they're going pretty hard on getting these kits like pumped out, which cool. It's very different from what we're used to, like with Bandai, and we'll have like 1 master grade per year. I don't know, but I think it's just because Kotobukiya's production numbers are much fewer. They're able to put out basically well, more like, or what seems like kind of more kits in a year, but they're just in like fewer amounts. Because obviously they're not making like as many of this kit as they would, as like Bandai would of like a new master grade kit. I didn't realize it was a larger scale. No wonder the head looks big. Yes, the head's very big. Can I ask a question for Gundam models? Musubi Racer. Yes, you can, absolutely. Where's the XS Gundam and frame arms architect kit bash? Yeah, Rick, I still have that here. Trust me, I haven't forgotten about it. I will say, it's been a while, but it's definitely still one that's on my to-do list, and I am looking forward to working on that again at some point. But yeah, it's not on the bench at the moment. But trust me, it's gone, but it's not forgotten. So we will come back to it someday, I promise. The small bodies with the regular heads. Oh yeah, QP Mini, that's what it was. I kept thinking getting it confused with what's the... No, I don't even remember the other thing. There's another thing that I was getting it confused with. The Q Posh or whatever. They're like the mini, similar like style, but they're like mini figures of the frame arms girls and stuff. Sort of like an Android, sort of, but like small figures. Up on there, please. Is that it? Is it on there? Okay, I guess it is. I was expecting a little bit more of like a snap. I guess not. Okay. Oh. Question: why aren't you doing as much travel vlogs? My favorite word Philippines is, well, I'm not traveling for one. Excuse me. Not traveling for one. That's the main thing. But I am going to be in Korea, as I just said, next month. So I might do some video, a little bit of video, something while I'm there. Probably not a whole lot because it's basically just supposed to be a sort of vacation. But I'll probably sneak in a little bit of work, quote unquote, and just put together like kind of like a simple vlog type of video of just some different stuff. I think that should snap in place because it just came off very easily. Well, or I don't know, maybe not. It's not snapping. Anyway, there's our bust of the Gourai. You could just leave it like that. Honestly, it would be really cool. That's another thing that I would like to see, actually, come to think of it. Aside from just these larger scale kits, which we're finally getting, thank you very much. Like bust model kits would be cool. I liked when Bandai was doing their bust models. They like the construction of them was decent, but I feel like it could have been a lot better in terms of just like the seam lines. Some of those just, I mean, those kits were cool, like the figurized bust kits, but with some of them, I mean, you just have like a lot of work to try to get rid of the seams on those, like if you're planning on painting them. So kind of a pain in that sense, but you know, I liked that they were making them. It was a cool concept. So I would love to see like something like that from Kotobukiya, making like bust model kits like Flame Arms Girl or something like that. Would be awesome. People, how are your experience with Kotobukiya Girl model kits? I can't speak for everybody here, but I mean, I would say anybody who's built them probably had a pretty good experience. I doubt people want to see Zach travel in Florida. Yes, yeah, I think just generally there's not as much interest in, you know, travel vlogs like where I'm at. There's not really much stuff to see. Oh, but yeah, I was gonna say, aside from being in Korea next month, I will also be in Puerto Rico towards the end of the year in November. I'll be going to Puerto Rico to be involved with a convention there. So look forward to that. More details on that later. Ooh. Like that. Okay. But yeah, so I'll be able to make like some sort of video there. Not exactly sure what yet, but think about that. Oops. Yeah, that little gray piece in the center, I'm sure is new for this version of the kit. Puerto Rico would be cool. Do you have the PG Zeta Gundam? No, I do not. Excuse me while I take some photos of this while we're kind of going along. Should not forget to do that. There we go. Hello.
Is it a live stream?
Yeah.
Or do you want to say baby bobcat?
A baby bobcat. You want to bring it in here?
Here.
You can't? Okay.
I'm about to take it, so I don't know if you're going to see it around for a little.
Why do you have a baby bobcat?
Because I was doing my chicken coop. I was there overnight. I left it out there. Then it started following me this morning, so I'm going to take it to the wildlife refuge.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I do, but can't at the moment.
How long are you?
I kind of just started, so like for an hour or so.
I'll bring him by before we go.
Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty Florida man story where Adam has a baby bobcat in his office that apparently followed him around this morning or something, as he was just saying. So there you go. Let's see. How do you do your foil stickers? Do you matte clear before or after the foils? I like to have the stickers sealed in with clear, but the matte dulls the foil. So yeah, I would, if you don't want to have the matte coat, you know, dull the shininess of the foil foil stickers, then I would just spray your matte top coat first and then put the sticker on afterwards. You don't need anything to seal in the sticker. I mean, the sticker is just going to stick using the adhesiveness on the back of the sticker. Any top coat on it is not going to really make, it's going to be a negligible difference as far as like making the sticker stick on there better. I would say like next to no difference probably, but a very, very, probably no difference. Top coat on top of a sticker, because it's not really doing anything to help the sticker stick more than just the adhesive on the back of it. So just spray your top coat and then stick your stickers on, and there, that's it. All right. And here. All right. Moissan's designs are really cool. Yeah, look a bit since I'm working on my summer contest. All right. Yeah. If you're looking forward to your summer contest entry, how's everybody's summer contest entries going? I think we have about 40 entries so far. So not too bad at all. I think I missed the part where I was supposed to put these on the back. Yes, I did. Skip that step. There we go. One little bit of added color separation for this gray bit here at the front. It's amazing how much of a difference I think that it makes. I was thinking that maybe, Mafia, you mentioned that we had a new part for the front of the skirt. Oh, okay, maybe this part here. That little part right there is supposed to be in black, sort of how we have the new black part for the shoulder. I was thinking, okay, maybe we got a new black part for that. I just cut all the parts out last night. I didn't remember, but oh, okay, that one. But no, unfortunately, that's not a separate part. Really could have been, so that's unfortunate. I think, like, at the moment, I'm just kind of like excited about the build and seeing it a bit with some rose tinted glasses, because I think while I'm fine with it just being, as I said, just sort of like upscaled from the original kit, I think the more I think about it, there is a lot more color separation that they could have added with this larger scale, like that in the stomach section, like here on the side of the torso, this part, that could have been a separate piece. That's supposed to be like a gray, I believe it's supposed to be gray, basically like connection between this front bit of armor and the back bit of armor. So that's why there's those lines there, to mark that off as like a separate part, separate from the skin. So that could have been a separate piece. That, and as I mentioned, like this bit, which is supposed to be black, could have been a separate piece. Like these vents could have been a separate piece on there, instead of this being literally the same, where it's just two halves sandwiched together and you have a seam line going all the way around. This thing could have been, this part here for the back skirt could have been done in like a different way. So, I mean, yeah, it's very cool. I think definitely some missed opportunities though with it. But, you know, just making it larger also makes the price more expensive. And I think probably, you know, if they not only made it larger, but also made it more complex, it would have, you know, increased the cost even more. And then I guess at that point, they're trying to strike a balance between like, okay, how much do we expect that people are really wanting to pay for something like this? And, you know, that would have also meant like an even larger box, even larger price, and all something that people maybe are not willing or like really excited to go that far, but, you know, maybe are willing to pay a decent amount for just like a larger version of the kit. But once you start talking about, you know, increasing the cost substantially, maybe that's just like a bridge too far, essentially. So perhaps that's the case. So we're meant to build the arms next. As you can see, I kind of skipped ahead to the legs, but I'll go back to the arms in a moment. The legs, actually, probably one of the, I was going to say they're not going to take that long. They're actually one of the more complex parts of the build. Which is not saying a whole lot. They're still not like super complex, but wonder if we'll get that new Kagutsuchi scaled up, the Grande scale. That would be cool. I don't know about that one though. Obviously, what they're doing so far is just kind of sticking to like some of their most popular designs in the series, and that one being a brand new one. Like I'm kind of fairly certain that it's going to be a popular design, but you know, I think that's something more like time will tell if it ends up being popular enough that they end up wanting to make it into a Grande scale. But I don't know. Maybe the Grande scale will just be so incredibly popular that they'll just be willing to just kind of throw anything they've got into Grande scale and be confident that it'll sell. I don't know. Kind of doubt that, but the chest piece keeps coming off. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I have it pressed on there all the way, but maybe not. Maybe it's just like sort of not really the tightest connection. It's just a C-clip on there, which a lot of people, that's the reason why a lot of people don't like C-clip connections. So I think it could just be that it's just not as tight as we may prefer. I think that's really kind of all it really is going to come down to, I guess. Is this knee joint also different? I don't remember if this was a separate part for the knee joint, the little connection piece. I think that might be. Do you live in the UK, Seku? No, I do not live in the UK. The chest piece was a problem on the regular one too, from what I remember. Yes, it is sort of temperamental. I wouldn't necessarily say a problem, but yeah, it does not always like to stay in super well. I love the fact that in scaling it up, they just scaled up all the hard points as well. So you can still utilize all the hard points in the same way. You just have to use an adapter piece. And this part has also always been a problem because I always have trouble getting this part in place. I'm gonna need to use tweezers. This connection bit, it's like this little piece that you have to plug into the back of the knee. It's kind of tricky to get in there. And while we're here, focus, please. There we go. Wondering if this one sells well. Will Kotobuki make a Grande scale Megami device? Yeah, that would definitely be cool. I agree. Would be nice. And I think it is very popular. I think generally the Megami device line sells better than the Frame Arms Girl line. At least that's the experience like here, like at USA Gundam Store. And so I would assume it's similar in Japan. I think both lines probably sell better in Japan than they do here, but just between Megami Device and Frame Arms Girl, I can tell you guys that Megami Device sells better. So it would make sense that that they might make Megami Device Grande scale kits at some point in the future too. I would say that's very likely. And I'll be very much looking forward to it. No, I don't think this is a separate piece, is it? Or a new piece for this version of the kit. I don't feel like that is. It is very large. Oof. Very buttery. You like that? All right. There's our one leg. See how easily this pops on. A little too easily. So much easier than I expected, but we're getting a sense of the scale of this. The size, very large. I'd kill for a frame arms girl, Griffin. That would be awesome. Yeah, she's one of my favorites in the line as well. Definitely. What if they made a reverse on Megami Device and made robots based on their designs? That would be kind of cool. It's an interesting idea. Pharaon SK just got here. Welcome. As you can see, we're making some pretty good progress here on the kit. Aside from the arms and legs, after that, once it's like getting to like the accessories, there's not much. Basically, it has the cannon on the back, and that's it. It doesn't have any handheld weapon. Well, it has the knife as well, if you want to count that. But I mean, it is a weapon, perfectly logical to count that. But I mean, it doesn't have the rifle cannon or whatever. The unfortunate thing is that I don't think here in my office at the moment I have the regular frame arms girl Gourai kit. I think I've got a couple of them, I think, and they're both at home, so I can't compare them at the moment, but I'm going to try to remember to bring one in to compare in the review. This kit looks like a non-grade 100 scale kit. Yeah, kind of. That's like kind of what it's comparable to. Yeah, it's a fair assessment. But much larger. Yeah. Will you be painting this kit? If so, how do you tackle the bear skin and face? Well, I don't have plans to paint it at the moment, but if I were, how I would tackle the bear skin and face would probably be that I would... hang on, just to make sure that I'm not putting this on backwards. For the bare skin and face. Probably what is that all about? I don't know, maybe either opt to just not paint them. Is that really the same for both sides, or is it different? Is it still ×2? Because it doesn't necessarily. Oh yeah, it does say ×2. All right. Yeah, you could either just not paint the skin tone parts just because they're already in skin tone, and you could just shade them only. Now, I've done that before, and that works perfectly fine. Or, I mean, you could just opt to just fully paint, right? So, just kind of up to you. Look at your hands, so flexible. Mine are big and hard to snap at things. What? So flexible? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. My hands are big too. So don't let that deter you from modeling. That. Since the PG new Gundam is coming, what if PG Sazabi is in the works? I can assure you PG Sazabi is not in the works. That would be incredibly surprising. I mean, look at the price of the PG new and then, you know, multiply that by a good amount. And that's how much you'd be talking for like a PG Sazabi. I think the price would just be too much. The size and the price of the kit would be substantially more than the new. For how big and expensive the new is, yeah, I just don't see that happening. That, plus the fact that we just so rarely ever get any kind of antagonist in the Perfect Grade line anyway. Think of it, the only antagonist kits that we have in the Perfect Grade lineup are the original Zaku and Char's Zaku. That's it. Or Zaku 2 anyway. So, you know, if there were some precedent for, like, you know, if we had got other antagonist suits in the Perfect Grade line before, especially maybe like a Sinanju or something, then maybe you could see it, you know, being at least slightly more plausible. But yeah. Whoa. Don't. The hip's popping out now. So there it's standing, and it's very large. I was talking about the. I mentioned briefly in my review of the Psycho Gundam Mark II that holding the finished kit sort of felt like holding a Turbo Man doll, and kind of get a similar feeling with this one as well, to be honest. Crave PG Barbatos. I would say a PG Barbatos is more likely than PG Sazabi at this point. Okay. Got a bunch of different hand option parts. No shortage of those. think I can probably put this arm together without really needing to refer to the manual, it would seem. That should not be an issue. Except if I can just figure out this piece, which that's not the right piece. There we go. Okay, easy. As for this one, wait a minute. It's supposed to be like, this. Speaking of barber toast, the MGSD barber toast looks incredible. I'd like to pick it up one day as with those claw accessories. Yeah, it is a really cool kit for sure. Highly recommend. Any of the PG, or sorry, any of the MGSD kits, thus far. We've only had a couple of them, but they've all been fantastic. Sazabi Unleashed would be absolutely puggers. Puggers indeed. There's our arm. Our frame arm, you might say. PG Grays? Yeah, PG Grays maybe. Yeah, why not? Sure. I think so. Why not? Very punny. Thank you. Is that a Korean joke? PGSD? I don't know. Yeah, making something like MGSD but in like PG form? That'd be cool. No. I gotta say, as this is pretty much wrapping up the body and almost the entirety of the build here, that it's very much like building a mega size kit, like a mega size Gundam kit, in that you're pretty much only getting it for the size. The build doesn't necessarily offer a whole lot. I guess the good thing about the mega size kits is that they do, hang on. There's our knife, which is pretty large. The mega size kits do have more detail than other smaller versions. Where this one, yeah, I'm just, I gotta say, a little bit disappointed at the kind of wasted opportunity to at least increase the detail or increase the color separation in some way. I think would have been nice, but like I said, I do kind of understand the reason not to do that cost-wise. But that is one thing that I am finding a little disappointing about this. Here's our cannon for the back, and that's pretty much it. We've got the knife, which we'll attach here onto the side, and then a number of different connection bits. And that's pretty much it. That did go fast. So it's pretty large here compared to a human head. Building a Barbie doll. Sort of like that. Yes. Okay, so that's about that. I need a little bag. Let's see. For this, I guess not really. Those hand parts and other extra little connection bits and face parts and stuff back there in the box. All right. That's all for that one. But now, yes, I want to go the opposite end of the spectrum. And let's see. Build the hand scale. Time to get batshit with the HG Mark II Psycho Gundam. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. Just trying to think if there's anything else really to it that I can say at the moment. Small scale Gourai. No, I don't. Well, like I said, I do have a small scale hand scale Gourai here, but I have different plans for that. So we're building to kind of go along with this, or at least just anyway, just to build while we're here on a live stream. I have the Architect hand scale here, which should also be pretty quick, just because the Architect kits are obviously very small, so not also going to be not very complex. Also, just the Architect is a pretty simple design as well. And I'm thinking I'm going to have to bring in the camera way in. We'll keep the Gourai here off to the side, and be able to see quite the difference in size here between the two of these. If I can even get this part on here. That's the thing, for a kit like this is where you really need like that dexterity, and my big hands usually aren't really much of a problem for me, but on these hand scale kits is kind of where it does get a bit tricky, because they really pack in details on these tiny parts. Here's our head. in comparison here between the two. Let me adjust this here, I think. Something like that. Like, let's see. Knife blade here for comparison, my broken knife blade that I need to change. There you go. Tiny indeed. Quite the difference. All right. So on a tiny kit like this, you can't really blame them too much for not having more color separation. I mean, that said, still, even like the color separation's not bad, all things considered. For how small it is. We've got a couple of options here for the back. Basically, we have a different option part here for the backside. If you want to be able to plug this onto an action base, you can swap that. Let's see. No articulation at all in the skirt parts. As you might expect, those would just be way too tiny. Then our hip connection, like, hip connection parts here also very simple in their design. And they're also not like connected in, like secured in, like in any way. Basically, like if you just pulled these out all the way, they would come out. I guess there's sort of connected in by the pants part, maybe. That does, I guess, limit them from being pulled out all the way, but hang on. Oh, no. Get this in there. So small. It's like Artifact Gundam. Yeah, pretty much. Can't get this part on here. Partly just because it's black inside there, so it's kind of hard to see, and it's tiny. So kind of difficult to see what I'm doing there, but there we go. There's our torso and head, which is kind of almost the size of the head of our Gourai there. The arm's going to be pretty similar. Very teeny tiny. No more 30 minutes fantasy review. There will be at some point. I don't have any planned at the moment, but there will be later. Yeah. I won't be like reviewing the 30-minute fantasy line like comprehensively, like reviewing everything that comes out in the line. I don't even do that for like 30 minutes missions or 30-minute sisters, just because there's just too much. It's just too much stuff there. even being selective in what I choose to review and not. I mean, it's still very difficult to even attempt to keep up with everything. So obviously I can't review everything. There's our arms minus the hands. I got all the hand parts here. We do have a bunch of these. And the hand parts for this kit are a little bit different from some of the other hand scale kits that I've built, and that the connection is different. If you look here, the connection, I should just build this whole thing zoomed in like this because you can see it a lot better. It's just this small little peg, not a ball joint. Some of the other ones had like an actual small little ball joint on the connection to the hand, but not the case with these. So that's what we've got going so far. Let's see. Would it make sense to try to build this zoomed in like that? I kind of have to really keep an eye on where I'm building. But I'll try here for the legs. I'm zoomed in as much, it's hard to drift off camera. But I'll try to stay on screen for you guys. For these parts here for the legs. Will there be any more Gunpla talk with Josh and Simon in the future? Possibly, I would say. It may not be with Josh, it may not be with Simon, it may not happen at all, but it's possible, yes, that there will be more at some point with the cast. It's to be determined. Basically, it just kind of depends on who's available and when and all that. Okay. Yeah, like I said, it's difficult with this, trying to stay on camera here for you guys, but this is the thigh, lower part of the thigh and a knee joint. The upper part of the thigh is just this single piece here with this bit. It's going to connect into the side. Like that. Oops, did I miss something? Oh, yeah, this part's supposed to be on here too. Like that, right? Not hooked on my enough since I'm a library main. The latest one to announce for 30 Minutes Fantasy are the Lizard Man. The Lizard Man one's pretty interesting looking. Probably will review that one. It's quite unique. With that line, basically, I'm like, I want to try to review, a few things just enough so that you guys have an idea of like what to expect with the line generally, while not necessarily having to review every single thing out on the line. But there you go. There's our leg. The first of two, actually. In fact, she does come with two legs. You can believe it. And the nice thing is that she also comes with some weapons. Well, yeah. Some weapons is right. I was going to say, well, a weapon. But it is 2 weapons. That's just 2 of the same thing. Oops. What? No way. Yes, way. She's the size of the Grande's arm. Yeah. Almost. I think even that's maybe being a bit generous. Oh no. Put that part on backwards. Shoot. On this tiny little peg's not the part that I want to be having to disassemble. Really don't want to break one of these little pegs. I need a kind of like normal size kit. You know, you break a peg while disassembling something. It's not really the end of the world because it's not too difficult to fix. But on something this small, I would not want to be trying to fix something like that. Where's that bobcat though, by the way? Adam said he was going to bring the bobcat by. Oh, maybe he's coming. I hear him talking, so he's not left yet. All right, so that's the main body and everything. Obviously, it was a pretty quick construction, and yeah, pretty fair to say she's about the size similar to the Grande scale Gourai's arm. Yeah. What we used to have WST, now we have WSFA. Gee, I'm not really sure what that stands for. I was just wondering about the cat. Yeah, USA Gundam Store should make a Bobcat model kit. We do have another model kit in the works, actually, but it's not a Bobcat, but it is something in the works. So the weapons that she does have is the impact. What is it? Impact. What's the name of the this part set? It's a parts set. It's an MSG part set. What's the name of it? Impact. MSG Impact Knuckle. That's what it is. Hang on just a second, guys. I'm getting a telephone. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for the pause there, but yeah, so here's the weapons. It's the Impact Knuckle MSG weapon, and they basically can just fit onto the arms. Just something like this, apparently. And yeah, they work pretty well. Certainly, they're quite substantial. They're just all molded in black there, and they don't have any other moving parts or anything, but pretty cool weapons. And that's it for both kits. Quite the size difference, as you can see. I'm gonna zoom out here. And so now that we've built kind of both ends of the spectrum of Kotobukiya's frame arms girl line, the large, the small, and the in-between, I gotta say, still, I guess, I'm excited for the Grande scale. I still think that probably just like the regular scale is still gonna be my favorite. I don't think that the Grande scale is gonna be my new favorite, but I enjoy them a lot. Like I said, for me, I think I'm kind of seeing it very similar to Bandai's mega size model kits, in that it's cool for the size, but it doesn't really offer much other than that necessarily. So if you want something big and impressive for the size, then it's cool. But otherwise, maybe doesn't really do a whole lot. So I'm excited for that. I do really like the idea that we might get some some Grande scale Megami device kits in the future. That would be really cool. Megami device kits, yeah, are a bit more parts heavy, a bit more complex. So making those in a larger scale would be more expensive, but I think they're also more popular, so I think it's maybe okay. So hopefully you guys enjoyed taking a look at a couple of unique builds for these live stream builds. I like to build something on live stream, either like a new exciting kit like the Psycho Mark II HG we built last week, or something kind of more unique, something like this that maybe you might see a review or something online, but maybe wouldn't necessarily see like a live build of it. So these are both kits. I don't think that I've ever live built a hand scale kit before, so wanted to just include both of them. And as you could see, like the construction process went pretty quickly. It's been just over an hour now. We have both kits already built with lots of time to spare. So pretty quick builds, both of them, and hopefully you guys enjoyed taking a look at both of these. Like I said, I will have a kind of like life update sort of video for you guys soon, as well as on Friday. So I believe that Adam and I will be doing a live stream on the USA Gundam TV channel. Also, I'll be doing a live stream here on my channel with the guest judges for the Summer Plamon contest with Ryan and Luis there. So look forward to that. We'll be doing a live stream, chat with them about the contest, and do some other fun stuff while we're there. And yeah, other than that, so typically I put out like a video like almost every day, at least almost every weekday. But for now, you're gonna see them like every other day, because I'm trying to space them out a bit and trying to work ahead so that I have at least some videos to cover some of the time while I'm gonna be away for the first, like I said, 3 weeks of July. Like there wasn't a video yesterday, there will be one today other than this. There won't be one tomorrow, there will be one Friday. So basically my videos for the next couple weeks are gonna be like Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule uploads. So yeah, thank you guys so much for all of your support, and I'll see you next time. Okay, sound good? Bye. Can we say bye?